you won't feel it. Making promises I don't know. Leave me all the way I'm gone. Why don't I just leave you alone? Where you gonna go except for my mind? Can't ever say the things you let go. I think you're waiting and everyone can see. I see the faces, and you got nothing on me. Why do you play it? Yeah, your time ain't free. You're always saying it depends on me. I don't think you see the question. Sentimental feelings I'm watching. Maybe it's not real, you're missing. And now you feel it coming. See, I want it. You wanna save it for the road. Why'd you try to say it so slow? Wait for you to see it, I won't. Now I wanna see if I'm wrong tonight. I think you're waiting and everyone can see. I see the faces and you got nothing on me. Why do you play it? Yeah, your time ain't free. You're always saying it depends on me.
It's how are we guys doing today? It's Christmas, Easter, 4th of July. Happy Easter, happy green pie. It's draft day. There you go. My favorite day of the year as a content creator, favorite day of the year as a football fan, one of them for sure, certainly as a Ravery Sports. So thank all of you for joining us here for the Ravery Sports podcast pregame for the draft. So this is it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to find out who's going to do what the Ravens are going to do, what all these NFL teams are going to do as well in 2026 annual selection meeting. Real quick, business as we're always doing it, RaverySports.blogspot.com. So definitely too. Every morning, tomorrow for sure, we're going to talk about the draft. We're going to talk about the draft tonight. Definitely too. Who the actually Ravens will know, obviously, tomorrow, who the Ravens took in the first round. We'll talk about the rest of the league for sure. We talked about who they might take today. So that's going on every morning at 6 a.m. You can go ahead and go to that website there and check out our daily blog. You'll definitely see links to it on various platforms, our platforms, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. You'll see the blog all over those places as well. Genesis Notary Services Facebook.com. So definitely too, if you are in Winchester, VA, if you're a lawyer's office, definitely give me a call. Lawyer's office, hospitals, anything like that. You need any notary services, we come right out. We'll go ahead, we'll take care of that. Doesn't matter if it's off hours. It's much appreciated as well. RaverySports.company.site for those classic Ravens jerseys now that we're in the next flight. Also to Ravens fan links, we're seeing that there's a Zay Flowers link right on. If you go to the Ravery Sports X page, there is a Ravery Sports Zay Flowers link on there as well. So definitely check that out where you can go ahead and get that. So definitely check that out as well. Ravery Sports, definitely 2 links. We got a new set of jerseys. So we got a new set of links here. So definitely, absolutely go ahead and check that out here as well. And we're going to go over everything draft tonight, obviously. So definitely don't hesitate to definitely go ahead and check us out on all of our platforms here as well. Am I on X? Yeah, I don't even know. I was wondering what was going on. I was like, what? There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and chop this up. So draft is going to be starting soon. What are we going to see tonight as well? Let's talk about the Ravens first, obviously, as well. So I've mocked it 4 times. I think it's just pretty obvious. Vega Ione, the offensive guard from Penn State. This is a school with historically good offensive linemen, good historically NFL players. 14th pick in the first round. Interesting today, did see a mock draft where somebody put Ione in New York. Of course, John Harbaugh as well. So we'll see that. I don't think that's going to happen. If I'm predicting it, I have been predicting it. I think John Harbaugh is going after the defensive players in the draft that we're all talking about. I think this is a very good draft at top as far as good defensive players, especially inside linebackers, outside, safety, etc. So I think John Harbaugh is going to go in that direction. I don't think we're going to have offensive lineman go ahead. Only I think is the choice. It's keep in mind. Let's see how Francis Malioga, if he's able to drop. We'll see. Spencer Fino, I think, is in play. Interesting to see. I think the way it's not is if all those guys are there. I don't think you can afford to get cute here. You need 2 stars on your offensive line, right? You don't have anybody on right guard. You could start Emory Jones. You definitely need help at right guard, and you definitely need help at center. Now the down Linderbaum's out the door. So could trade back. I could see that. There's a good run, maybe late first guard. That could be the way they're looking at it. Ravens do have a history of trading back, so we'll see. But if it is 14, I'm thinking it'll be Ione. It makes perfect sense if they can't get a deal or something they like. Ideally, like any other team, they would like to trade back a little bit and obviously get the same guy. That's what they are done, kind of like the Marquise Brown. Okay, we're going to trade back a little bit and kind of get the same player as well. That's it. But Ione, you're going to love him. Outstanding talent as well. Easy best guard in this draft. Easy. I think he'd even be higher if he was a tackle or if that premium position. But that's probably why this is not too high for a guard. This guy's a stud. I think it's prime need for the Ravens. So definitely going to want to do that. So what else are we going to see tonight? Let's do a little bit of our mock draft that we had last night. As well, top 5. Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner. It would shock everybody if Tom Brady and the Raiders didn't take Fernando Mendoza as well. David Bailey for the Jets. Some people, this is kind of where the draft starts. So we know what's going to happen at number 1. Number 2, David Bailey. I do think there's some deliberation between him and Reese in there as well. I do think there is some conversation there. I'm not as convinced it's going to be Reese. I do think it's going to be Bailey there as well. Bailey is a much easier, cleaner selection. Anytime you're looking for a job, they don't always hire the best candidate. They hire the candidate with the best fit. Who is cleaner and easier here? David Bailey, easier. Go ahead. I think he's put him as a traditional edge rusher, outside linebacker. And I think Reese is still kind of searching for a position, as great as he is. Don't get me wrong. But I think Bailey in the Jet situation makes a lot of sense. Malioga, I think number 3 for Arizona. I think they're putting up smoke screens for Jeremiah Love. Obviously, because I think they want the Titans to go ahead and do business, or another team to do business, and see if they can go ahead. Good offensive lineman in the first round. So they might be willing to say maybe they like Caden Proctor. Maybe they like Blake Miller. Maybe they like Kel Wyman, Stefano, etc. Go down a little bit and get an offensive tackle if that's what they want to do in the first round. I don't think that's going to work. I do think it's going to be Malioga, and I think Malioga is a phenomenal talent. I think it's body prejudice against him. He's not body beautiful. He's not a traditional left tackle per se. Played a little bit of right tackle, but I mean, this guy's a solid tackle. His feet are phenomenal. Love his feet work, love his footwork and everything with him. Jeremiah Love, with Notre Dame, best running back, I think, in the draft, best running back we've seen maybe in like 3 or 4 years here. Love, I think, is terrific running the football. Look, last year, you go ahead, you pick number 1 overall, get Cam Ward. I would say they could take anything. So this wouldn't floor me if they did go in a different direction as well. If they did go in a different direction, because this is a team with a lot of needs. It's not just one. But I think the best value here at 4, if they stay at 4, is, I think, Jeremiah Love. No question about it. I think this is absolutely outstanding right here. Love, I think, last night on the open mic, a couple nights ago on the open mic, Adam was wanting him number 1. So I understand it. So he's really good. There's no question about it. Elvell Reese, I think, is the coolest player in the draft. The comparison is Micah Parsons. He's an inside linebacker with tremendous pass rush ability. So could he be outside linebacker? He's still a little green, I think, if you want a full-time edge rusher, which is all the fuss about. But we will see if that's the way it goes with him. I think no way John Harbaugh passes with the Giants at number 5. So I don't think these guys are the 5 top picks here as well. Top 5 players total on offense. This is just the big board who I believe are the top 5 players on offense. Mendoza, number 1. Obviously, he's going to go number 1 overall to the Raiders as well. My dad's favorite team, the Las Vegas Raiders. Jeremiah Love, I think, is a plus running back. He's the best skill position guy, not quarterback, in the draft, without question. Great speed and size. He's not just a guy that's, I kind of compare him to a bigger Saquon Barkley like this. He's got that type of speed. He also has the ability to run over people as well. You're going to put him in right away. He's going to be fantastic. Malioka, I think, number 3. As far as offensive players, offensive linemen, you never know. Sometimes I think NFL teams kind of evaluate offensive linemen kind of different. Some teams will really like a guy and some teams won't. This should be pretty unanimous right here as well. Mekhi Lemon, number 4. As far as being a top player in the draft, Mekhi, I think you're going to see a lot of Carnell Tate. I think Tate actually should go higher if all the mocking and everything is right. I like Lemon. I think Lemon is the best of all the receivers in the draft. Jordan Tyson, I think, is a good receiver. I think he could be a solid NFL receiver. Great. When we talk about Jordan Tyson, a phenomenal catch radius, phenomenal route runner, very skilled at that for a young player. So, but he doesn't have Mekhi Lemon's deep speed. This guy can tear the top off a defense as well, especially playing if he is going to the Rams and playing with the Matt Stafford. Everybody's gonna love that because he's a guy. Stafford's like the guy that goes downfield a lot. You get a Mekhi Lemon. That's very good. I think Kai Lemon, though, is going to be good on several teams because he's going to get that 9 route going in a lot of situations. Spencer Fano for the Spencer Fano, number 5. Kind of tricky where he goes. We'll see about Fano. Fano, there are some teams that think that Fano is going to go high as 6, high as 4. I don't know. Again, I think he's more of a right tackle. I don't think he's a left tackle pure right away. So I do think some people would say kick him in the guard. I do like this. He's really, really, really good in the run game as well. I think he's a solid pass blocker, solid enough pass blocker. But I'm honestly say he's a top 5. I think he's the one I like the best in terms of offensive side. Yeah. Number 1, Bain, I think, is the best player in the entire draft. Look, you guys, stop. If I got to hear one more person talk about the short arms, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, you guys are just overthinking sometimes. This guy is a phenomenal wrecking machine as well. Joe Klatt the other day said, well, he's not a speed racer. Yes, he is. He's got great speed as well. He's just, again, I think the only thing I would say that nobody's brought up, I do think he's not the hybrid pass rusher like you see nowadays. I think he is more the traditional hand on the ground guy as well to get max value out of him. Not that he couldn't play outside linebacker, but I think like you might have to wait a little while for that. But if he's playing in New Orleans, which is mocked, or a team like this with traditional 4-down lineman or something like that, pencil in right away. This guy's phenomenal. I'm surprised we're having any debate about that. Caleb Downs, there's no question about it either. I have him at 2. They're about on par in terms of grading them. Downs, I think, is not playing the position. I think there's just more value at defensive end than it is safety. So I think that's probably the reason. I think Downs is terrific. There's nothing wrong with Downs. There's no way this guy is a phenomenal starter outside of injuries. So I think Caleb Downs, I think, is definitely going to be it. Reese at 3. Reese is probably upstage Downs. I had a Twitter battle, a couple of them. People were telling me that Reese was better than Downs in the draft. I don't believe that, but he's not far behind, so I get it. Reese, the question is, that just concerns me with Reese is he gets to the wrong team. You got to get to the team that understands what he can do. You got to get to the team that understands his skill set, because he is a unique skill set. He is not for everyone. He's a different flavor of Kool-Aid as well. He's not the grape he's not the grape or the cherry. He's a strawberry lemonade. So you got to figure out what he can actually do. You got to figure that out. But he's going to be phenomenal at it. I think if you put him in inside linebacker and that's all he does, he's going to have a phenomenal career. Bailey, I think you could put him on any team. Bailey, I think, is an outstanding outside linebacker as well. This is probably a guy, he's going higher than Bain because I think more teams can use him than Bain. I think any team will look at Bailey and you could see a James Harrison, a Kevin Green, a guy. More of those teams run this type of defenses nowadays for Bailey. That's why Bailey is higher. Production kind of late in his career, but we'll see. I think Stunny Styles is a heat-seeking missile. Number 5, I think, as well. Outstanding inside linebacker. No way he goes past 10, 12. He's really good. So he's an outstanding heat-seeking missile. Great speed as well. Knows very much back for the ball. So Styles, I think. Styles is going to be interesting, though. Again, like Downs, the position around the league doesn't have the value. Teams don't use it as much. So how much, as good as these guys are, how high do you want to take them? I think they could fall into that. They might go a little bit lower than what we think. Speaking of high and low, since you brought it up, teams that trade up. So we got 5 teams that are most likely to move up from their position in the draft. The Chefs usually do it. They do it more than what you think. They actually trade up in the draft. So we will see what the Chiefs do. The Texans, they traded up several times. So I think definitely too, they're known for moving, period. they almost could have been on the trade down list as well, but they're definitely moving up. 24, I can absolutely see them moving up or taking a deal and doing that, getting their guy. Rams will do anything. Rams will absolutely trade up if they feel a guy is there. They're not so tied to the draft and tied to these players, and they'll absolutely go ahead and make a move like that. 49ers, I think they're low, so I definitely think they definitely could look at offensive linemen about 10 spots up, 8 spots up. It's definitely true. Kind of the same with Buffalo. If somebody they can go ahead and get a guy, I think they'll do it. To teams they've traded up several times as well. Trade down as well. Colts, I would have had, but they don't really have a first round pick. Colts I've had on the list, but they've already traded out with the Sauce Gardner trade. So there's no Colts here in the first round. Patriots always do it. Patriots are very controversial right now with everything that's going on with the head coach. Patriots trade down. I don't know how much farther down they're going to go, being that they're already 31. But I do think uh, I'm almost positive that something could happen there where they go to 36, 37, 30, and get a little bit low. I'm not, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Ravens would love to do it. I think Ravens, Eric DeCosta loves to go down a little bit and get extra draft capital, or love to go down a little bit and get extra players later or next draft or something like that, especially in the middle rounds. But I think he could also do it early. I think definitely too, especially if Vega Aloni's already gone. That's a thing. So if their guy isn't there and they really need that, they might say, all right, let's go in the back of the first round and see if we can get Blake Miller or Caleb Lamu or something like that. I could absolutely see that. Cowboys, we don't know what they're going to do. We don't know what the Cowboys are going to do. We never know what the Cowboys are going to do. The Cowboys do what the Cowboys do. That's it's Dallas. They got 2 first-round picks. So historically, Jerry Jones, I think, likes to go down. I'm more convinced to go down. I don't think there's a player up there that they want. So I think it could be down. Cardinals for sure could go down from number 3 pick. I think they're absolutely the first team that's really in business at the number 3 pick. So I absolutely think that can happen. Bears at 5, they historically do it as well. Let's see. One other thing. So a name we have not mentioned tonight, and let's go ahead and put it in there. I don't think we're going to see Ty Simpson tonight. He's a first-round pick. Been mocked to some places. I don't really see a team that's interested in him, surprisingly. The Jets really haven't shown any interest. I had that one, looked at that. Jets. I saw it today just before I came on. Arch Manning. So that's next year. They went ahead and signed Geno Smith. We'll see. Now, really interest from the Squealers. Every time I talk about Arch Manning, every time I talk about Ty Simpson and bring it up with Rich and the guys, they're like, oh, Will Howard, blah, blah, blah. So I haven't really seen or heard any interest from Pittsburgh as well. Several other teams, not really. If it is, it's close to the vest. The only team I've really heard his name that's with real interest is Arizona, which makes sense. So Arizona too is kind of hoping maybe you can get them in round 2, which would make a lot of sense, or be a team to move into back into the first round, early second round, and do it. Maybe like 25 or 26 or something like that. You could probably do it because you're 3rd in the first round. So I'm interested to see how that goes as well. See if anybody pulls the trigger on Ty Simpson. This is always tough when you got a quarterback that's like 30-ish, 40-ish. And that's kind of a thing. That's kind of like what Joe Flacco was when the Ravens drafted him, kind of like there as well. So could a team, but it wouldn't be shocking if a team went 17, 18 and went ahead and drafted Ty Simpson. So interesting. So that's definitely a name we're going to keep our eye on here tonight. And one more. The draft is about to start here. So Vega Ione, I think, is still the pick. Definitely offensive line is 9-1-1 for the Ravens. We definitely are going to see what the Ravens are going to do in the draft tonight as well. Picking 14, coincidentally, back in the draft because they forwarded the trade for Max Crosby as well. So, interesting. So, thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the draft. I'll be watching. I'm sure you'll be watching. Check us out here on Driving the Top Productions here. We're going to go all ahead. They're going to go here in a few seconds. I'm definitely going to be around for that. Definitely too. And watch the draft. Enjoy yourselves. You can't lose today. Definitely we're going to see and judge our players. And we put a lot of work into. I know I put a lot of work watching these players. And it's good to see it finally here, the draft that we're all so excited about. Thank you for watching. And you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you after the draft.